Well, hi everyone, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Today we are going to finish this drawing that we're coloring in for Sunlife Drawing month of February. This is the animal mosaics, and we did part 1 and part 2 where we did get the tiger colored in, even with the few mistakes that I made. So now we're going to color in the lines with the glitter gel pen, but it is actually metallic. I don't think there is a silver true glitter gel pen, is there? If anybody's ever heard of one, let me know. Because this one's getting kind of empty, I actually thought to bring a refill. Yay me. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down. I think that'll be close enough. Now, I don't know how this is going to work. I do have my OT light on. The ring light that I put on my camera up here went dead, so I can't use that. So we'll see how this works. And so yeah, I just go over all... Can't really say the lines because these aren't lines. These are the spaces in between. Misty. I got a kitty cat up here laying on my desk. She's batting at the refill I put down. That's not yours. I had planned in between part 1 and part 2 to just take like a 15-minute break or so, and it ended up to be more like an hour because I didn't realize it was lunchtime and I had to get stuff in the crock pot for supper tonight. It's just a made-up recipe, kind of a breakfast dish. It is kind of bright, isn't it? Would it be better with it off? Maybe bring you down just a little bit. Yeah, maybe that's better. So yeah, it's just a made-up casserole that I made up. It is with ground up breakfast sausage, and I brown that, and then I have hashed potato squares, defrosted, and cream of chicken soup, and sour cream, 2 different kinds of shredded cheese. I put shredded cheddar and a little bit of mozzarella because that's what we had here. Throw that all in. Oh, I added wanted 2 cans of corn in there, but I only had 1 can of corn, so threw in a can of mixed veggies. We'll see how that turns out. Just kind of a mishmash of different things. Does anybody else ever have breakfast for supper? Omelets, or... We do. Periodically. Don't know what else to have. Omelets are good any time of day. I haven't made anything in the crock pot in quite a while. I love making stuff in the crock pot or slow cooker or whatever you want to call it. Because you just throw stuff together, throw it in the morning, or depending how long it has to cook, and then supper time, you got your meal. Really handy for those of you who work outside the home. Throw it in the morning and got supper waiting for you when you get home. So yeah, when I do this, I'm going to have to kind of turn my page here and there depending on how the lines are, and I'm kind of shaky now. I don't know if it's from making that meal or what, but I hope I don't... I do see Misty's tail. Misty. So I hope I don't go out of the lines too much. Now it is still Sunday here, so it is Super Bowl Sunday. Anybody have big parties going on or big doings? I did hear all the pre-show stuff going on. Like I said in my last video, I doubt that we're gonna watch it. A lot of people just watch it for the commercials anyhow, but I don't think they're near as cute anymore as what they used to be. I always just loved, my favorites were always the Clydesdales. The Budweiser Clydesdales. Or the frogs. Budweiser. They were so cute too. Or even the Dorito commercials were so funny. And they're just, I don't know. I don't think they're as great anymore. And as much as they spend on those commercials for during the Super Bowl, millions of dollars for 30 seconds. Wow. I didn't even hear who the headliner act was for halftime this year. Even though I'm a big football fan, I'm a Packer fan. This is Packer country here in Wisconsin, us cheeseheads. Yeah, am I off screen? No. We're not, you know, a lot of us aren't into it this year because of Packers having such a rotten year. But I'm sure there's still lots of betting going on, millions of dollars. So see how this kind of goes over where the marker went out of the lines and spread. So yeah, it just kind of gives it a finished look. And it's another nice and relaxing coloring. Nothing difficult about it. I've seen some others doing these mosaics and they color in these lines black, and that looks cool too. I like to use this silver because I don't like it for any coloring. So it's one way for me to use up my silver gel pens. I have a whole ton of them, so I'm glad I found something I can do with them. Not that I'm using a whole lot of ink on each picture, but it's at least using up some of it. And Misty's just chillaxing up here. Are you watching me? Mm-hmm. Keeping Mama company. Okay. I have no idea how long this is going to take. I don't think it should take all that long, though. So yeah, this will just be a 3-parter. I should still be getting part 2 up today. And I can't wait to get my laptop back tomorrow. That's right, I was going to look to see if I could find those discs, the initial install discs for my laptop, so I can reinstall MS Word. Well, the whole Office suite. Because if you've seen my last video, when they copy everything over from my old hard drive to my new hard drive, they can put everything back on except for the programs, which is going to be a big pain in the butt because I have to re-download everything I had on there, which I have no idea what I all had on there. You know, I wish I had known ahead of time and I could have written them all down, but I did not know that. I thought they would just clone, you know, make a copy of the hard drive and just copy it all over, but I guess they can't do that. I don't know why, but they said they can't do that, so there must be a reason. So yeah, I gotta see if I'm going to be able to reinstall MS Word. And if not, I am going to be upset. Because, yeah, I use MS Word a lot. Not Excel or PowerPoint. Oops, sorry for bumping you. Or PowerPoint or any of those. Access. Used Access when I was in college because we had to program a database. That was a lot of fun. Loved my programming days. It was like a puzzle to get your program to work. Figure out why it doesn't work. I can remember times when I was still in school and be up till 3 o'clock in the morning trying to get a program working and just couldn't get it. And so finally I'd give up, go to bed. Of course, as soon as you lay down, you think of something. Oh, I bet it's this. So then I'd get back up and try it out. And sometimes I'd be successful, and sometimes I wouldn't be. I'm still a night owl. I am not a morning person. Bob is very much a morning person. And it's a good thing because he goes to bed like at 8 at night. But he has to get up for work by like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, he needs to go to sleep at 8. Me, on the other hand, I don't go to bed till usually midnight or so. All depends upon Bella because there are times when I'll be coloring in my chair and watching YouTube, and she sits there in front of my chair and just stares at me, and then sometimes will whine or whimper, and that tells me, Mama, I want to go to bed now. So yeah, little princess rules the roost, of course. She is such a pampered dog. Other times she'll be, you know, sleeping up on the couch, but she can't just sleep on the couch. She's got a pillow and a blankie she lays on. So yeah, she's very much pampered. Sometimes it's hard to see, you know, with it being silver, which lines you've actually gone over and which you haven't. So when that happens, I usually shine it in the light and you can see the shimmery and you can kind of see, you know, what you've done and what you haven't done. And Misty, by the time I get to the bottom of the picture, I'm going to be running into you. Don't bite my pen. She can be such a stinker. I call her my sassy pants because she can be so mean to the other kitties. And one is her own sister. And she's the meanest to her. Not that they squabble. They don't, you know, get in tussles or anything, but she just likes to go after them and bat at them. And yeah, poor Callie. She's my chubbiest kitty, and I don't know how, because she's low man on the totem pole in the ranking of the cats in the house. Misty is pretty much head honcho, or at least she likes to think she is. And then is Midnight, and Midnight I had the longest. So he likes to think he's head honcho too, but he pretty much stays clear of Misty. He won't put up with her crap quite as much as Callie will. Callie is a super, super shy kitty. She hides whenever Maddie is here. And any strangers come, zoom, she's hiding. Very, very shy cat. And Misty's the complete opposite. You'd never know they were sisters. She is not shy whatsoever. She likes to be Miss Sociable and in the middle of everything, which is kind of nice. I like having a more sociable cat, but she can get in the way at times too. And would you believe I'm actually doing this video while Bob is home? First time. He just got home from Wausau and stopped at Sam's. I don't know if you have a Sam's around by you. It's like a Costco where you pay a membership fee and then you can get bulk food and whatnot at a discounted price. And he got a whole crap load of bags, big bags of chips for almost the same price as what you can get smaller bags of chips at Walmart. So, not that we go through a ton of chips, but I won't have to buy any chips for quite a while. And I love Funyuns. I don't know if any of you, if you have them in your area, but they're shaped like onion rings, but they're a chip. And I never buy them because for some reason they're so much more expensive than the other chips, and I've yet to figure out why. There's nothing special about them. So I never pay the extra to get them. Every once in a while is a special treat. Well, they had these there too at Sam's, the Funyuns. And so he picked up a couple big bags of those for me, sweetie pie. It's all mix and match. It's, what is it, 2 for $7. And all different kinds. His favorite is the chili cheese Fritos. And so he picked up like 3 of the big bags of those. And I like those too. But they're his favorite. So he'll be set for chips for a while too. You know, at night after you're done with supper for a while and you just got a hankering for something. And you just grab a handful or 2 of those. So yeah, we'll have something in the crock pot for supper tonight. I want to make Bob, where he works, at Christmas time they get a big spiral ham, and it comes from a place right up the road here called Custom Meats, and they are very expensive, very nice ham. And so I told him, I said, because we still have it sitting in the freezer, and I said, you know, we should get that out and use part of it, and I could make either a big batch of scalloped potatoes and ham, or I could make in the crock pot. I did this once before. I made a big batch of split pea soup with ham, and then I dice up carrots and potatoes and really good, especially when it's cold out. Love having soup when it's cold. And so I thought, oh, that would be maybe good to make next weekend, is a big batch of split pea soup. I think that's one of those things that you either love it or you hate it. I hated it as a kid. It's kind of funny how our tastes change as we get older. There are quite a number of foods that I did not like as a kid, and now I like them. Never liked chili. And chili is one of Bob's favorite foods. I'm still not, a huge lover of it, but I don't mind it now. And seeing as how he loves it so much, I do make it for him. Matter of fact, I made a big batch just the other week. And so you have chili pretty much the entire week. And yeah, I get a little sick of it, but he doesn't, so I make it for him. I'm just so thankful that the poor guy is able to eat now, so whatever he wants to eat, I will make for him. He missed having his cheeseburgers when he was going through his cancer treatments and couldn't eat it all, because cheeseburgers is another favorite of his. So now whenever I make anything that has hamburger in it, I'll ask him if he wants me to fry him a burger or two with the extra. Then he can either eat it here or he could, take it for lunch when he's at work. So yeah. So now I got supper in the crock pot. We'll be ready by 5 or so. We eat at 5. I know for some people that's early. I'm used to that because I grew up with eating at supper at 5. But I know, like, my daughter now, since going out with her boyfriend, they got used to eating like his family did, and they first have supper like at 7. And no, we'd never last till 7. Never. But yeah, some people, really eat supper late, and some, like us, it's 5 o'clock. And I think it's, different in different parts of the country, too. You have your breakfast when you get up, you have lunch at noon, and then you have supper at 5. But because both of us have smaller stomachs now, you can't eat as much as at once. So within a few hours, you are hungry again. So you need a little something after supper. Between Bob's esophageal cancer and the subsequent surgery, with him having a smaller stomach now, and the bariatric surgery that I had in 2012, we're kind of both in the same boat now. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? So we both have tiny tummies. When we would go out to eat, he would never have leftovers to bring home. Never. And now we both get doggy bags to bring home. And then that's our lunch for the next day. So, works out good. But I wish he could start putting some of his weight back on. He lost so much weight and so much of his muscle mass. He was such a big, strong, muscular guy. Lost over 30 pounds. And yeah, you can definitely tell it yet. But he's feeling pretty good, and still has the stent in his throat, though, and that's starting to bug him a little bit. We have to take the trip back down to Madison for his next checkup, not this coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. And that's a 2.5-hour trip down there, so wanted to give my daughter a heads up that that's coming up, so I won't be able to babysit the kids that day. So that's always a whole day excursion, especially when, now this time he has to have a chest x-ray. So you get scheduled for the chest x-ray, and then you have to have an appointment following that to see the doctor himself. Well, they can't, of course, schedule one shortly after the other. Whoops. That would make too much sense. The first time we went down, he had the chest x-ray, they did. We didn't have to wait real long. Now, this time, I think we have to be down there at 10, I believe, for the chest x-ray, which means we gotta leave pretty early up here. And then he doesn't see the doctor until sometime in the afternoon, 2 or something. So yeah, you sit there for hours on end. And if it's like last time, oh my heavens. We got in right away to the doctor. We only sat in the waiting room for a little while. We sat in, and yep, I'm running out of ink. We sat in the, the patient room itself for over an hour. I don't know what Dr. Maloney was doing, but Bob had finally, gone out into the hallway and said, did you guys forget about us, or, what's going on here? And she's like, no, he's just running late. Well, it would have been nice of you to at least tell us that. I can see, waiting in there for a while. I understand, doctors get busy, things come up. But waiting for over an hour in that little bitty room, at least out in the waiting room, you got people to watch. I can be a people watcher at times. But in that little dinky exam room, it's like hum-de-dum-de-dum. And it is the only exam room I have ever been in that actually had a clock. You never see a clock in an exam room. At least I haven't. Have you guys? Have you ever seen a clock in an exam room? I figured it's because they don't want you to know how long you've been waiting. But yeah, there was a clock in there. So we knew exactly how long we were waiting. So I certainly hope that it's not like that again. Oh. Okay, let's go back up to the top so I'm not going back over the top of this gel pen when I come back up here. Where am I at? Here we go. So yeah, we have that appointment coming up, and I hope everything looks okay. We're not sure yet when he's going to be getting that stent out. I kind of almost hope that because it's been in, I'm trying to think when he had that put in. They were going to leave it in for 3 to 6 months just to make sure that his esophagus stays open now, because it kept wanting to close on him. And I think it's been like 3-4 months now. So I don't know. I know he wants to get it out, but yet he too is leery of them taking it out and then having his throat close up again. Especially now that he's used to eating real food again. It would be awful to go back the other way again and then have to put the stent back in. I mean, it's not a bad procedure, although, yeah, I can say that. You know, it's just outpatient. But still, would seem like he's going backwards then. So yeah, I do kind of hope they leave it in for a little bit yet and just make sure that that esophagus is going to stay stretched open for him, and that everything's going to be clear sailing for him now. So yeah, there's that. How is everybody else doing today? It is still beautiful here. I am still recording this on Sunday, and everything's melting outside. Melting off the roof, the sidewalks are melting, roads. I mean, Bob was shoveling out the garage because there was so much snow and yuck falling off the cars, so he didn't want that all melting in the garage. And so he shoveled some of that dirty yuck off the floor in the garage and threw it outside, so now there's black snow on top of the white snow. Looks kind of funny. But yeah, we're supposed to be getting, there's a chance of snow, I think, just about every day this week. I guess, you know, as long as a person doesn't get dumped on with a foot of snow, it's not so bad. It's those huge snowstorms that are, ugh. And you know they're coming yet. It's only the beginning of February. We got a lot of winter to go yet. Although the groundhog did see a shadow, so it's going to be an early spring. Or didn't see a shadow. I can never keep that straight. But it is supposed to be an early spring. Does anybody believe in that stuff? I don't. It would be nice if he's right this year, though. Can't come soon enough. Oh, I smeared it, didn't I? Yep. I'm not watching where I'm going with my hand. You could probably do this with a, marker also. Or even if you wanted to keep it white, so it did look more mosaic, you could probably go over it with an opaque gel pen, like the Uniball, Sigma Uniball. That might look nice too. So, I know I asked this in the last video, but I'll ask it again. Is anybody else coloring along for Sunlife Drawing? Who all has books by them? Got a couple comments on the last video where they either had or got ordered after I showed my collection of Sunlife Drawing books, they got the one color mandala book, and they just love it. And I say, yeah, that is my favorite. Like I said, I think I have, my book is probably 2/3 done already. I have well, actually, I only have one coloring book that I have finished out of all my books. But that is definitely one that I will finish also. Because they're so easy to do. They don't take a long time to do. You know, it's not like a Johanna Basford book or picture, you know, that can take days upon days to get done, and it's, you know, probably going to be a whip that you come back to and do something else in the meantime, because they take so long to do. If you're, you know, going in with pencil and blending and doing all of that. I sure see some gorgeous pictures on Facebook. Oh. And also out of Hannah Carlzon's books. Oh, man. You know, and I get to the point where I'm like, God, I wish I could color like that. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I can, you know, blend and whatnot with colored pencils. I've done it before, not in a long time, but I've done it. But my problem is thinking out of the box like some of them do. You know, when they put some of this multimedia, multi-mediums, is that how you say it, together, you know, in the same picture, I have a hard time with that. For some reason, I have a problem mixing like 2 brands of pencils on the same picture, or 2 brands of markers on the same picture. But then even going beyond that, to think of, you know, other than using pan pastels or something for the background, you know, so many other people will go that extra mile and put, you know, enhance with gel pens or Posca markers, or, you know, I don't even do that. And I have to start doing stuff like that, because it's those little bitty things that really add to the overall look of a picture and just gives it that extra pop. And it's not like I don't have the things that I would need to do that. I did, after I finished a picture out of a Jade Summer book, I did attempt to go over it was a fairy picture, and I did get out my Spectrum Noir glitter brush pens, and I tried to go over some things with the glitter brush pens, and I don't know, I didn't like it. Never even posted it on Facebook, because I just didn't like it. I did not, at the end of January, do I know a lot of the color tubers show what they got done for that particular month. And I'm not doing that because I never kept track of what I all did in the month of January. So it's kind of hard to do a video. But I think for this month, I will keep track one way or another. And I know a lot of people like watching those videos. I do too. I like seeing what people did and how they, you know, what they used, and kind of gives you ideas. This pen's kind of scratchy now. So if I don't forget to mark the ones that I completed as I complete them and put them on the side. I am hoping that for the first time I will also do a video at the end of the month showing what I have done. Have to make sure I keep that stack of books separate and definitely out of the reach of Madison, my 2-year-old granddaughter that I babysit. And yeah, she loves, it's so cute, she loves looking at Grandma's finished pages though. And every page that she sees, she goes, pretty, pretty, more, pretty. It's so cute. So yeah, she likes looking through my books. And she's actually pretty, good with them. She doesn't tear pages. Once in a while, a page may get bent if she doesn't close the book right, but she doesn't go through and, tear any pages or anything. So yes, I let her look through some books sometimes, and she loves looking through my colored pencil cases, and I will let her look through the cheaper ones, but she cannot have like my Holbeins and no. Can't have the more expensive ones. I'll let her look through the Crayola and Artesas. And she just likes looking at all the pretty colors. And then I have a set of markers and colored pencils for her that are in a bin. And I get her some paper out, and she likes to color on the paper. And I bet I was out of frame that whole while. And so as she colors with each one, we go through what color it is. Initially, you ask her what color it is, and everything was blue, 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 because she loves the color blue. What color is that, Maddie? Blue. But yet you ask her where the yellow one is, she would know where the yellow one is, even though she just said it was blue. Oh, she's so funny. Trying to help her teach her numbers. So we try to count everything. If I give her a chip, or we give her a snack, or, grapes, or, whatever, then I'll count them out as I'm giving them to her. 1, and she can do 1, 2, 3 now, and we're up to 4, but otherwise it's, for the longest time, it's 1, 2, 3, 1. Now I just have to start working with her on her ABCs. Because, back in my day, kindergarten was for fun. Just to kind of introduce you to school. And matter of fact, when I was that age, for 2 years, our grade school didn't even have a kindergarten. Because I think it was because they couldn't get a teacher. So my brother and I, he's a year older than me, almost to the day. My birthday is August 21st, and his is August 26th. So for 5 days, we're the same age. But, so neither one of us went to kindergarten. And we went right into first grade the following year, which back then wasn't as big of a deal because, like I said, kindergarten was more just getting you acclimated to school and having the structure, because not as many kids were at daycares at that time. If both parents happened to work out of the house back then, and it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. Either a relative either watched the kids, or you got a private sitter. There really wasn't, the big daycares like there are now. because nowadays daycares are their preschool practically. And so these kids are going to pre-K at, 4 and 5 years, or 3 and 4 years of age. So next school year, Maddie will be going to pre-K, I believe, for half days. And that just, I don't know. To me, that just seems so young. But yet, for those kids that are in daycare, it's probably not a whole lot different for them because they are used to structure. They are used to, interacting with the other kids. Now, Maddie's not going to have that. And that's why Heather, for the longest time, was talking about getting her into a daycare up in Tomahawk where they live, just to get her acclimated to being around the other kids and having to share and all the things that are going to come along with her being in school. And she's not, used to all that when she's at grandma's all day. She's used to everything being hers. And kids will be kids, A lot of times they could have a toy just sit there for a year, but as soon as another kid wants it, all of a sudden it's their favorite toy in the world. And that's just kids being kids. But they have to learn how to handle that. And Maddie's not going to have that. So there definitely are pluses and minuses to kids going to daycare at a young age. They get their socializing skills more so than kids that stay home. So we'll see. She's a smart cookie though, and she's a pretty good girl, so hopefully she will not have any problems whatsoever. So yeah, we're almost done with this. This is the easiest part of the picture. Doesn't take real long to do. Just a little tedious, but like I said, it's kind of fun. Makes the picture look so finalized, or I don't know what the word would be, but complete, I guess. A little bit more neat, especially when you go out of line so much like I did. But again, I wasn't being super careful because I knew I was going to be doing this. This one happened to be particularly sloppy, though. I'm not usually quite this bad. I don't know if it's because I was in more of a hurry, not being sure how long the videos were going to get, and I wanted to get this done in 3 parts. But we had plenty of time, I guess. So the next Sunlife Drawing picture that I'm going to do is going to be out of my favorite, which is the One Color Mandala book. And again, that should only be probably an hour-long video. We should be able to get one done in an hour, depending how much jabbering I do and not coloring at the same time. Once in a while I'll do that. I'll be talking with my hands or whatnot, not coloring and just talking. It's like, oh yeah, this is a color and chat, not a chat. Get to coloring or this picture will never get done. Down to the home stretch now. I had a number of responses to the question I posed in my last video if you wanted to see some diamond painting and how to go about it, and the response was pretty positive. So I believe that would be another future video for me, because I have so many things kind of in the works. It's going to be down the road a ways, because not only is Sunlife Drawing going on this month, but Anne has, and I just looked it up and now I can't remember his name again. Oh my gosh. I even pulled his 3 books out. I think I said his name in the previous video, didn't I? The one prior to this. Because I had just pulled out the 3 books of his that I have. So yeah, I did mention it in my prior video, and now I forgot his name again. But I do want to do one of his pictures for the color along with Anne. Let me shine this in the light so I can see if... Oh, here's one that I didn't get. One good thing about doing it with reflective gel pen is you can kind of see what's done and what's not. I just kind of tip it back and forth and see if there's anything that I missed. I think the rest of it's all pretty good. Yeah, don't see anything that I missed. So that is our tiger, our mosaic tiger. And that is the end of this picture. I'll move you back up so you can see the whole thing. Ain't he cute? So yeah, that is our mosaic picture out of Animal Mosaics. I hope you enjoyed this process. They are a lot of fun to do. As you can see, they're pretty easy. Very stress-free type of coloring. So if you enjoyed watching this, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that bell so you know when I put up any future videos. I hope everyone has a terrific day on this Super Bowl Sunday. And if you are out partying, be safe. No drinking and driving. So everyone have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy coloring.